Hi everyone, welcome to day 15 of Inktober 2025. I am participating in this open collaboration, and these are prompts of Zentangles. So I am adding them to this calendar, which I got from a kit from Minutes of Zen. And I'm adding the tangle here, adding some color as I draw them on here. And then I am adding them to this compilation page of all the Zentangles that are here on the calendar and the prompts that have been given. I am also adding it to the bijou tile. This is a Zentangle tile. It's the first time I've been working on Zentangle tiles, and it's really fun. As far as for tools, I have my Micron PN pens. I have a graphite pencil. This one happens to be a 4B, as well as a tortillon or just any type of blender if you wanted to use the graphite and blend that out. Then I have a couple of ink pens, and these are the Artist Loft or the Michaels brand, a 0.3 and a 0.5. I think I might be using the 0.5 in this particular Zentangle. So let me go ahead and show you what the Zentangle is. And it's a really fun one. It's called Puffle. This one, and I'm going to show you a variety of ways to make it. So I decided to use the red Micron PN pen for this one, but just to give you a demonstration, you can, let's say you wanted to have these bumps even. So let's say you want to draw that out in pencil. And this happens to be, well, let's start with one shape. So you can do one coming up, you come down, come up, come down. So you're always touching that like that. And then what you're doing is on the inside, you're just giving that an aura. So the top one, the bottom one, and so forth. So that's with one bump. This one is with two. So you can start that by making your heart shape, come down, you're making your heart shape, come up. And then what you're going to do is, rather than giving that whole heart an aura, you're just going to do one at a time. So kind of like that, and then here like this, however many fit in, and you do that same thing to the rest of those. So depending how big you make them, rather than having them all be even, in this particular example, I made them differently and put that little heart there at the bottom. And then you can continue on. So let's say you wanted to make that maybe with 3. You can do that. 1, 2, 3. Come up, 1, 2, 3. And so forth. And then you would just do the same thing, is just give it that aura in between on each one. For this example, I'm going to use the heart shape. This reminds me of another Zentangle, which I love. It's called Cruffle. So this is Puffle, and this other one is called Cruffle. And you can see here in my book, I did this over 2 years ago. And I may do this, I may continue after Inktober is said and done. I may continue throughout November, December, etc. I don't know if I'll do it daily, but here, for example, is Cruffle. So this is on gray tone paper, used graphite, used white charcoal, and then white gel pens on top. So here's Cruffle. I think I have it in a couple of other spots, but this is a fun, oh, here, I added it here. So these are just tangles I, would do at night before going to bed with the different ink pens. So very fun. But let's get back to this one. So let me set this aside. So I'm going to go ahead and draw it here first. And I think I am going to use my red Micron PN pen. Now again, if you wanted it to be all level, you most certainly can draw in, do everything in pencil first. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and give it a start here with that heart shape. Maybe this one is a little bit smaller. Maybe that one comes up more. So just something fun. And then what you're going to do, I probably should have come closer, but in here what I did is on some of the lines, I put some little dashes, some little dots. But for this one, let's just go ahead and put the full line. So I'm giving this side an aura, but then I'm coming down here in the middle. And then I'm just coming back up. So however many lines might fit in. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same here. Just coming up. These remind me, I don't know if it's Stella D'Oro that makes those butter type cookies, but that's what comes to mind when I see this. So again, just another fun Zentangle. Like that. Okay, so let's go ahead now and put it here on the bijou tile. On the tile, I just use black ink. I don't color it in or anything like that. Now, since this was already in red, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. I need to add the name though. Let me come a little bit closer. Okay, so let's say again, I'm just going to make that heart shape and come down. And so it's just a series of those little bumps there. And maybe here I will put that little heart, just like that. And then if you wanted to, you could just draw that middle line. Come on up. You can make these auras as large or as small as you'd like. And then here, let's say we want to go ahead and start there. So this too is just a fun, relaxing pattern. So maybe I'll come up this way. And especially because these lines don't have to be perfect in any sense. So just going on and repeating that. So that's it with that heart shape. And now let's go ahead and add it to that compilation page. Okay, so here's the page. Here's the tangle. And actually it does look cute like this too. Maybe I can add it here. So I'm going to tilt the page this way. So let's see. And here at the edge, if you wanted to, you can always give it a little curly Q. So maybe we will do that. So I'll have it connect here. And we'll see what turns out. Maybe that one will be smaller. And I think maybe I will end with this one. And I'll put this little heart like this. And so we have it like that. And let's go ahead and now and start adding those center lines. Sorry about that. So I think I'm going to come up from here. Isn't that pretty? I think every time that you touch down here, it gives it that depth, which I like. So give this a try with the 2, like the heart shape. Give it a try with the 1, the 3. I don't know if maybe trying out with 4 or more. There's that. And each one turns out different. Just want to give you a close-up of that. So just put in as many lines or curves or almost like a flux shape as you would like. Okay, and then here the last one. So there it is. I think it looks really, really pretty. Okay, and what if we add some graphite? In here, I can always add orbs or maybe even bijou. I don't know. I don't think I showed this, but I added a little ladybug over here. So lots of little fun details that can always be added in afterwards. But let's go ahead and grab the graphite pencil. So this is a 4B. And I think what I'm going to do is really just continue that graphite here in the center areas, maybe over here where that tucks in. This might have a little bit more shadow here, and perhaps here there might be a little bit of shadow from this top one. So let's go ahead and start blending that in and see what it looks like. And this is one of those ones, just like I showed you in Puffle, that I think would be nice to add the white charcoal and give it that highlight with some white gel pens. Maybe we'll give a little bit of graphite here just to give it a little bit of a dimension. Yeah, I think this is a fun tangle. Okay. So that is it. That's Puffle. Here it is in my book. Again, you can make it, space it out evenly if you'd like. Put it on its side, make it on a diagonal, add a little heart. Almost looks like several butterflies put together there. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.